In accordance with the Children's Online Privacy Protection Act, this channel is not to be viewed by children under the age of 13. Viewer discretion is advised. Hey everybody, Dragon King Mark here, and welcome back to Let's Play Shadowrun Dragonfall Director's Cut, Part 23. Last we left off, we successfully completed Blitz's loyalty mission. Well, companion mission, really. I just call it loyalty mission because of my respect. We helped him get out of his debt. We took out the guy who instigated his debt, Meat Grinder, and we also looted a bank. So, pretty good. Now, let's go and let's check out one of the other missions. But first, money for the research data. Oh, speaking of, Dragonkid banking woes. Looks like there was a good old-fashioned bank robbery out in Dragonkid the other day. One of those old defunded banks still had some funds in it, apparently. Whoever it was, they played it clean. Waltzed right in, transferred away a load of new yen, and left before things went sideways. Not that clean. There were a couple of bodies up by the front gates. Looked like they ran afoul with the defense turrets. I've got the holopics in front of me, and what's left of them isn't a pretty sight. They made the transfer though. Left the banks in the lurch. There's no capital left. Their whole operation is coming down around them. I'm sure that's very comforting for them. Oh no, wait. They're dead. They made big bucks, man. In my book, that's a win, even if they did do it posthumously. So it looks like Plotz's little scheme just went up in smoke. Good. We basically set up, well, Hasenkamp got iced by Meat Grinder, we iced Meat Grinder, and then we, got the mission done, and Blitz's debt is cleared for good. But now, let's go ahead and take care of another mission. We have two. The two main ones we were actually supposed to take. And, let's take this. Prototype. Okay. Kinda want to bring Blitz in because we'll need an extra body, and because I want to see if we can actually use the decking thing he has. Iger for muscle, and Glory for combat mags. So what have I been up to? If you're not much. If you're wondering though, I streamed this yesterday, but the internet quality was so terrible, all you saw was a black screen. So this is just me attempting to redo it. Mark 6. Monolithic, plastic, sterile. The Berlin office of AG Chemie Europa is all of these things and more. The worst qualities of modern corporate culture all mixed into a toxic stew and released into a single prefab office building. Okay, that's kind of graphic. Thankfully, you shouldn't have to stay long. According to the intel that your client provided, this should be a simple smash and grab operation, and you've been given the tools to carry it out with minimal fuss. The Mark 6 prototype, whatever it is waiting for you on the 25th floor. It's time to go and get it. Okay, first, pop into this. Blitz, you get the kamikaze. I agree, you get another this. Yeah, we're good. We have karma, but we don't really need it. Shut down building security. This is the easy part. After a few moments of sifting through cables, you find a diagnostic connector with the right input to fit the little black box that Herr Schmidt gave you. Plug in the little black box. The connector slips into the box with a satisfying click. A tiny red light set in the box's lid begins flashing. After a few seconds, it turns solid yellow and then finally shifts to green. At that instant, all of the lights in the garage turn off. A few seconds later, the emergency lights kick in. If what Schmidt told you is true, you've just killed the main power for most of the building. In theory, the box has also circumvented the security cameras on the building's upper floors. You should be able to intercept the camera feeds by tapping into an elevator console on the 24th floor. Handle the thing. Alright team, let's go. Medical supplies. let's pop in one more. Never go wrong with medical. These crates have been sealed. The only visible markings are Project Atlas. Pay attention to the context clues of this mission. You're gonna need this. Now, here we are. Eiger indicates a console built into the wall beside the elevator. This looks like the elevator console. The camera feed should have been routed here. It only takes a moment to connect your PDA and immediately visual feeds from all over the building to get the flood in. Yeah, definitely a handy little toy. Now I really want one. And now, we've got access. Now, where to go from here? This whole floor is our oyster, and we just gotta get to the 25th. But let's check out some of the buildings here. Medical supplies. Ah, here it is. Junior Executive Werner Hardinger. R. On the bar are a number of bottles of alcohol. Most of them look expensive. Etiquette socialite. Examine. Upon closer examination, you can see that the bottles on the top bar aren't terribly exciting. Good booze, certainly, but nothing to write home about. Tucked away under the bar, however, you find an unopened bottle of Islay Scotch. The handwritten label announces that it was the first bottle from a batch distilled nearly 50 years ago, aged in a cask that has once held a Montanaro. To the right buyer, this should be worth some serious money. We better get some serious cash for this. This is good. Yeah. At first glance, this terminal appears to be unremarkable. Its password is locked, and a cheerful screensaver marches across its display. Let's inspect it. Upon closer inspection, you notice something interspersed among the colorful bouncing sprites of the screensaver. There's a symbol that you recognize, the dead job marker of the Shock One Rider. As you steady the display, a green light winks on above the terminal's display, the recording light of a pinhole camera. The screensaver disappears, and the screen floods with glowing green text. Shock One Rider contributor number 14232 recognized. Welcome shift. RE Special Projects. This is an open request for information about the projects and material prototypes being developed at this facility. It is known that a synthetic drug is being developed called Atlas. In addition, a functional prototype called Mark 6 is being developed. The first contributor to provide us with the project data for Atlas, the chemical formula for its new drug, and the visual records of the Mark 6 in operation will be handsomely rewarded. All three pieces of information are required for a payout. AG Chemi Europa is known to be a heartless corporation with little regard for meta-human safety or morality. They guard their secrets jealously and seek to hoard all information gained for themselves. This behavior cannot go to the unpunished. What they know, all shall know. No longer will they hide their secrets in the shadows. The timely delivery of this information will be well rewarded. Freedom, equality, information. Shock One Rider. And here is where we gotta go for this mission. And I know where we have to go. Here. The records terminal. Welcome to AGC Data Library, Archive and Employee Record System. Enter search terms to begin. Alright. Project Atlas. Oh, we need to enter an executive password. No, we don't. Authorization accepted. Welcome, Herr Schoenberg. Mark 6 prototype data stored under Project Atlas heading. Redirecting inquiry. Project Atlas. Volumes of information begin to fit through the screen. A good half of what you've seen has been redacted, and the rest is written in possibly dense corpse speak. Alright, download the data to the Shock One Rider. You copy the information on the screen, redactions and all. Visual record. VP level authorization required. You wish to proceed? Yep. Being a decker makes this mission so much easier. Welcome, Herr Haushofer. There are too many records here to sort through quickly. A quick scan reveals the following details. Recordings of laboratory experiments on metahumans. Images of an extensive series of cyber surgeries being performed upon a large troll. Recordings of that same troll carving his way through opponents with a massive axe. And gun cam footage from what appears to be a vehicle-mounted chain gun. The weaponry has been photographed tearing apart a variety of targets, both artificial and organic. Copy the visual records for Shock 1 Rider. You copy the records into your PDA. Your main screen. Okay. Now, we need to find out about that drug. Fortunately, I got a pretty good idea where it is. Containment detector. Toxic gas detected. Laboratory shutdown engaged. A warning light strobes up from the console at your approach. Large white letters shriek out against a red background. Warning. Toxic contaminant detected. COCI2 phosphagen gas. Hazardous material override engaged. Laboratory entrances locked down. Command. Search your memory for any information about COC12. COCI2 or phosgen is a valuable pharmaceutical component. In its gaseous form, it's both colorless and odorless and is extremely toxic. It can be neutralized with the introduction of gaseous ammonia. Substance library. Direct terminal access and data sources. But we gotta figure out about that gaseous thing. I think I got a pretty good idea. Intruder alert engaging. We gotta fight. Alright, Blitz. And for good measure, blood control. Having a backup on us is actually good for us. Space for the sniper. We are in a good space for this. Right? Time to rock. So yeah, I already did this mission yesterday. If you guys were actually here, well, the only person here was actually DZ Dog. But basically, the stream quality was so bad that I actually I didn't really cancel. I mostly just kept streaming, got to a certain point, but with how cruddy the thing, you gotta be kidding me. Not again. Okay, hopefully this episode won't be as bad as yesterday's. I really... Huh. So, Blitz named his Max. Really hope that it still comes in well. I don't want to. I mean, this mission really isn't all that bad, honestly. I mean, it's just simple. I just want to get everything, in. I want to at least make sure that everyone can see this. So I can handle this. Nice. That taser really did work. Almost. One good slash from Glory and it's over. And we got it. That takes care of the security here in this room. We'll send this to Stash, who could probably sell it for some cash. Lying atop a clipboard is the security ID. The name of this card is Leonard Strongberg. The paperwork clipped on the board indicates that this is a replacement ID. It was scheduled for pickup tomorrow morning, but it hasn't been embedded with the security code yet. There's a 5-digit code scrawled in blue ink on the top page of the file. 543134. I'm guessing that's the passcode to getting into the data files. But as for that formula, I got a pretty good idea where to go. And we access the door. A stack of business cards on this desk reveals that this belongs to one Annika Schroeder. A cursory search reveals that the desk's drawers are stuffed with full of lewd love notes, all hastily written on scraps of office stationery. Exploring Annika's desk is like embarking on an odyssey of filth. 30 seconds in and you've already learned 3 new euphemisms for sex in a storage closet, as well as exciting new definitions for a variety of common office terms. Thankfully, your search also turned up something of more immediate value. A scrap of paper with a name and a 5-digit code scribbled on it. Hosshoffer 84792. And this desk. Project Atlas folder. Open it. The folder is empty except for a single note. Moved to digital archive and locked under executive authorization. Figures. Gotta find out about that formula though. Might as well look this. More medkits. I really hope that the internet quality is coming in well on this. I do not want to stream this again. Let's type in that formula. Commonly known as phosphagen gas, a highly toxic colorless gas that gained infamy for its use as a chemical weapon during the First World War. It was also valued as an industrial reagent and as a building block for which pharmaceuticals and other organic compounds can be synthesized. In low concentrations, the odor is reminiscent of freshly cut grass. The odor detection threshold for phosphagen is 0.4 ppm, 4 times its threshold limit value. Phosphagen-related deaths are generally caused by the interaction of the gas and the proteins of the pulmonary alveoli. The end result of this interaction is the destruction of the blood-air barrier, preventing the transmission of oxygen in the blood. Death by suffocation inevitably follows. It's highly recommended that any employee working in and around this gas wear a detector badge. A suitable supply of NaHCO3, sodium biocarbonate, for liquid phosphagen, and NH3, ammonia, for gaseous phosphagen, must be kept on hand to neutralize spills and leakages. NH3. Okay. You got a name now. I guess if you know about your pharmaceutical chemicals, you could probably figure this out in like 5 minutes. I didn't know about this, and I literally did medical billing and coding as a major. Yeah. NH3. Alright. Lockdown disengaged. Clear the toxic gas from the lab, and we gain some karma. scientist lays dead beside a small pile of smashed glass, and a number of beakers have been knocked over from the other table. Just slipped up. Jazz. More meds. Terminal. This computer is powered on, but in sleep mode. When the screen comes to life, you find a half-written text file on the screen. The timestamp of the most recent edit tells you that this was written just a few minutes ago. I didn't sleep last night. It doesn't look like I'm going to sleep tonight either. The last batch failed. My fault. I got a mixture wrong. Slappy work Jensen. I can barely keep my eyes open. Gotta try again though. No excuses in this office. I despise relying on stimulants, but I've got no choice. Gotta keep going. Progress marches on. Starting a new batch. If Hasenhofer's pet isn't ready to be tested tomorrow, well, best not to think about it. Gotta concentrate. Remember life safety. Keep alert, keep away. One wrong move could spell disaster. Once I get the menu, it looks like there are log entries reaching back for 2 weeks. All the entries are attributed to the same author, and none of them appear to be password protected. 2 weeks ago. The new formula arrived today. Formula 17. I swear whoever names these things must have no imagination at all. Formula 17? Honestly. Still, I can't wait to start working with it. From what I've read, early clinical trials were promising to the extreme. Amazing potent this stuff. And increased potency means less frequent injections and a lower dosage. There's nothing not to like. Despite my enthusiasm, there is still much to be done. Speeding up absorption rates is first on the list, and I have some concerns regarding the subject's immune reactions. Perhaps the formula could be tailored on a patient-by-patient basis. Let's look at last week. Tailoring doses to individual patients has worked wonders. The key was taking a gene therapy-based approach. They've been using it in medicine for ages, so why not apply the same logic here? So in a nutshell, I've used the subject's own DNA to delude their immune systems into believing that Formula 17 belongs in their bodies. Simple and effective. This approach has helped to increase the formula's absorption rate, as well as significantly reduce incidences of rejection. Unfortunately, it also rules out an easily mass-produced product, but I'm convinced that the results will justify the additional costs. Yesterday. A week. He waits an entire week before telling me that tailoring the mixture is an unacceptable solution. And then, he tells me that the trials are to begin tomorrow. I have no time, and Guy Sprech is applying so much pressure that I can barely think. Bastard. Haushofer is probably threatening him. All that can rot. Maybe now that Haushofer is playing Heat the Sheets with Guy Sprech's secretary, he'll learn to line up. You can only hope. Anyway, I've got some new ideas to move forward with the formula. Admittedly, they're far-fetched, possibly even dangerous, but if I don't start producing some results, I get the feeling that it won't be my problem for much longer. Wish me luck, Journal. It's science time. Formula 17. Got it. I could have just, typed all this in the search engine originally, but I feel like I might as well show what's gonna go down. If I'm showing it all. Formula 17. I pass. A complex chemical formula displays on the screen along with a series of notes. Formula 17 appears to be a drug designed to suppress higher brain functions, specifically those related to emotional responses and decision-making skills. From what you can tell, the overall purpose of the drug is to render a subject submissive and pliant. The notes go on to suggest that Formula 17 was developed as a component for a larger project called Atlas. Additionally, Project Atlas has something to do with cybernetic augmentation. Formula 17 was developed to help reduce the incidence of rejection in Project Atlas's test subjects. Recent trials of the formula have been extremely encouraging. While initially a serious concern, fatalities have been recently dropped off to a statistically insignificant level. The document is accompanied by a fairly extensive record of testing performed upon metahuman subjects, along with death records over the course of the project. The Shadowrun writer will be interested in all this information. According to their charter, sharing this information with the world will be a top priority. In the wrong hands, however, this formula could cause immense harm. Let's copy the data. The Shadowrun writer... Oh, I already just said that. But we got the data files. That's good. Now, let's get out of here. There's not really much to do anyway. And the elevator console. Authorization required for access to the executive elevator. Enter passcode. Okay, if I remember this right, it's 84792. Let's try this. Access granted, floor 25. Let's go. I really hope that the stream's coming in. If not, I'll just redo this. Thankfully I did a save before all this, and this mission is relatively easy. The elevator whisks you upward, toward the executive level 25th floor. As expected, the run has been relatively smooth sailing so far. A chime breaks the silence as the elevator glides to a stop. The Mark 6 is somewhere on this floor. All you have to do is find it. But I feel that this will be a good place to sit. Alright, I think this will be a good place to stop for today. Partially because I'm curious to know if the stream actually came in alright. I had to reboot the Wi-Fi last night when I went to bed. Well, actually at 2 in the morning, mind you. I kind of fell asleep. But hopefully the stream came in well. Anyway, I'm Dragon King Mark, and next time on Let's Play Shadowrun Dragonfall Director's Cut, we're going to get the Mark 6 out of here, get paid, and hopefully do the mission for Has Technology. If you like what you saw, hit that comment down, leave a comment down below, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button and the bell icon to be notified when I'm going to stream, and I'll see all of you next time. Laters. And sorry about being so low, my voice being low. Don't want to wake up my folks. Anyway, see ya.